Today's file, we cover a personal history statement. This applicant we talk about today left off several things off of his personal history statement, thinking that the background investigator would never find out. Well, guess what? We found out. Let's get into this one. Welcome to the DQ files. Today we're going to talk about personal history statements and things that you, the applicant, leave off of your personal history statement that the background investigator discovers at a later date. This becomes problematic and usually leads to your demise from the process. So the personal history statement is a 26-page document for the state of California that the Police Officer Standards and Training of California require an applicant to fill out for both police officer positions as well as dispatcher positions. Typically, this same form is used during fire department backgrounds as well. The personal history statement is the nuts and bolts of the background investigation. It's where the rubber meets the road. All of your personal information, all of your references, family, personal references, employment references, roommates, places that you've lived, schools that you have attended, and a variety of legal questions exist on this document. This is where it all starts. Some common issues that applicants encounter or background investigators encounter when studying the PHS submitted by you are things that you left off. For whatever reason, people tend to not give complete information. It asks you for your relatives, and children, spouses, previous spouses. People tend to leave off the previous spouse. They tend to leave off the previous girlfriend or boyfriend because they don't want that person contacted. And in some cases, we're not going to contact them because there's a history of bad stuff and we don't want to ruffle that feather. But if you just broke up last year, last week, last month, we're going to want to talk to that person. We want to know why. And we want to discover if there's anything hiding by contacting this person, such as domestic violence, pushing, shoving matches, fights that got out of control. We want to know what happened in this relationship, what caused it to sour. Okay. Other things that people leave off, job history. This is a big one. Not including all of your previous jobs for at least the last 10 years. The document asks for every job since you were 15, but we're really looking at 10 years. 10 years of employment. People tend to get their dates mixed up. That's okay. We're not looking for perfection. We're looking for an estimate. Okay, March of 2015 to June of 2016. We're not looking for exact dates that you joined or separated, but we want to get it as close as possible. And if you've submitted other documents to other police departments, it should be very consistent, because every police department you apply for and you fill out one of these forms, you should keep it. Keep it as a record so that you have something to go by and ensure consistency for every background investigation that you go through. Other things that people omit from this form include arrests, detentions, drug use. We do want to know about that time that you used cocaine at a party in high school or inhaled nitrous oxide from balloons at a party. We want to know about that one time that you injected heroin or you used psychedelics, PCP, LSD. We need to know about that, because if we discover it later on, just like the previous episode, you lie, you die, you're out. That's it, game over. Integrity is an automatic disqualifier. If you lie during this process, you will get disqualified, period. Getting back to the employment, make sure you answer the questions related to discipline. Okay? If you were disciplined at a job, if you were forced to resign in lieu of termination, if you were terminated, if you were investigated for misconduct, somebody did a misconduct investigation because they said you smelled bad in the office, or you made an off comment about somebody's attire and HR investigated you, guess what? There's a record of that. You should put that on the form, because I'm going to find it when I contact HR, and they're going to send me all the dirty details. And if you didn't disclose it, you're done. That's it. Game over. Other omissions, failing to list tickets, accidents. There's records of these in police databases. Detentions. I was detained by the police for tagging when I was 16. Probably not a big deal. It's a misdemeanor. It's not the end of the world. But it's the end of the world if you didn't disclose it to us, because there's a record of the contact. Every police department in the world has a database for when they contacted you, pulled over your car. It shows up in a police database every time. And these are things that we have access to as background investigators. We get records of these police contacts. And when I review it and I see that you were detained with 4 other known gang members and you wrote on your PHS that I don't know anybody in a gang, problem, gonna get you disqualified. So be thorough and accurate. Bills are another thing. If you failed to make some payments and you got in collections and something happened with your school loans or whatever and you got behind, it's okay, unless it's still going on. If you have a current collection, you're currently going through a foreclosure, you're currently in bankruptcy, more than likely you're going to be temporarily disqualified, because bills equal responsibility. Meeting obligations, that's a big deal in this profession. We want to make sure that you're going to show up to work on time, that you're going to have all your equipment with you, that you're going to meet and go to all your subpoenas, and you're going to file reports on time. It's the same thing. It's meeting deadlines and obligations. So that's a big one. Now, before we go further, in the links below, you'll see backgroundprep.com. Backgroundprep.com is a coaching and consulting firm that I operate. We go through all of your background documents. We'll coach you through the process, teach you how to go through these interviews. Take a look at our website, backgroundprep.com. So you left things off the form. How do we find out? So as I already alluded to, police databases, number one. We send out letters to everywhere that you went to school, worked, and lived. Send them to all the police departments, common practice in California. They send us back a return, say if they have any contact with you. If they do, they're going to send us the report, or they're going to send us the call history of that case. So if you got stopped for a traffic violation with 4 gang members on the curb and they gave you a citation, we're going to know about it. It's also going to be in the Superior Court database. So there's no need to lie about it. It's not a big deal to have gotten a ticket. It's not a big deal to have associated with the wrong people at some point in your life. It's not a big deal to do a lot of things. What is a big deal is lying. Failing to disclose information during a background investigation and it's discovered at a later date is always going to get you disqualified from the process every single time. So don't do it. There's no reason to. I tell every applicant, 99% of the things that you lie about or fail to disclose are not going to disqualify you, period. Unless you're doing this activity last week, last month, even maybe earlier this year, maybe it's a problem. It just depends on the situation. There are certain, obviously, automatic disqualifiers. You're convicted of a felony, you can't be a police officer. You are convicted of certain misdemeanors involving battery, domestic violence, you can't be a police officer. Can't carry a gun. And that's why you can't be a police officer. Those are typically already found out. Those are already disclosed. You won't even get to me. That's already going to be rooted out at the pre-screening by the police department. But if you had a minor arrest and you thought your record was expunged and you don't need to tell us about it, especially if it involves any type of criminal activity, the personal history statement is very clear. You need to disclose that stuff, any and all, regardless of it being expunged or not. We're hiring you into a position of public safety, and we want to make sure that your record, your ethics, morals, and character align with ours. So you have to disclose. We're going to find it. It's on the live scan. When we roll your prints and run you through the FBI and Department of Justice database, it's going to be right there that you got arrested and you failed to disclose it. And that was a long time ago. It was 2022. Give me a break. Even if it was a short-term employment, you're going to remember. Take your time when you're filling out this document. Make sure it is accurate and thorough. All of these records exist on you. So there's no reason to lie. You're getting into a job that is all about integrity, honor. Everything we do, we tell the truth on. Not all of us, as we've seen in the media, it happens. Somebody squeaks through and you got to tell the truth, period. You lie, you die. You're done. So just to wrap this up, your original omissions are probably small and survivable if you had disclosed it. But your non-disclosure is what sunk your boat. It's what killed your dream. Don't let it kill your dream. Disclose everything. Make sure everything's on the record. Check us out on backgroundprep.com and let me help you get you through the process. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next one.